Hey guys, this is 97 Lego Maniac with another custom minifigure showcase video, and today we have two figures from the CW Flash. And this is a CW superhero show. They're on their third season right now. And before you ask, I am planning on making season 3 customs. I just don't know when I'm gonna start. But let's just wait for the future and let's see what figures I might make, because I'm still trying to decide. So, this is basically the version 3 of the Flash and Reverse Flash. If you guys remember, I made them way back when I first started out making custom minifigures. I was like into the CW, so I was trying to make as many CW as I can. But those figures don't really hold up, so that's why I decided to redo these two figures, so that way they're in tip-top shape. And like always, to go over everything, these minifigures are not for sale. I usually make them for myself and more of something to show to others, and like a work of art, so that way hopefully other people can get inspired from it, like take some inspiration from these figures and then apply them to their own. That's totally cool. These minifigures are based off of my interpretation. I noticed like some people may do things differently. Like I know they would, because it's their opinion. I just like to do the way I tend to do it the way I see it. And so these minifigures based on my interpretation of what I do. And third, suggestions aren't really, I don't really take suggestions that often, because I like to make minifigures that I find interest in making. And that's mostly superhero movies, TV shows, stuff like that, or sometimes cartoons. In fact, I just started making Pokemon customs, so here's Brock right here, who's all done. And yeah, they're actually really fun to make. So yeah, because the reason why I only don't take suggestions, I mean, you guys heard me say this multiple times. I mean, I just like because when I don't hearing suggestions, unless it's a suggestion about making figures, I might take consideration on that. But when it comes to what to make, usually I just want people to focus on what they're seeing and let me know what their opinion is on the stuff here, rather than just wondering about what I'm gonna make in the future, because we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So that's why I tend to do that. So yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. So we can just move on to the figure, starting with the Flash. So here we have Barry Allen as a Flash, and this is, well, based on his season 2 to 3 appearance, because his suit doesn't change in season 3. I hope later on in future seasons we get a brighter costume for the Flash, because really this is pretty much the colors it is. I'm not a big fan of the cowl, like how they colored it into some sort of a purplish dark red. But that's really how it is in the show, so I have to make it accurate. I would make it in my own color, but it is what it is. So you can see there's a lot of major improvements from Flash. So I basically redo the whole entire figure. And yeah, and so if you guys are wondering what happened to my old Flash torso, that I actually gave that to my roommate. And stuff. But the cowl, I actually kept the cowl from my previous Flash figure, because I don't want to buy more Flash cowls just to make another one. So what I did, to start with the cowl, instead of going with a plastic like what I used to do, I went with Procreate, and I sculpted these lightning bolts. And you wonder what's the trick? Here's the easier way. First, the leftover Procreate you have, sometimes I get leftover Procreate and I don't know what to do with it. So what I do, I flatten it like this. And after that, I just cut it with the X-Acto knife in the shape I want it. And that's what I did for the lightning bolts. I cut it into the shape I want, so that way I don't have to use clay again, mix two colors and then try to cut the lightning bolts, because that would be painful. Doing it this way, I feel, is a lot easier, and that's definitely a sculpting tip for you guys. And to go over the head is actually the Resistance Troop head. The generic headpiece we've seen. I have an example here with the Hunter Zolomon's when he was disguised as Jay Garrick. And what I did, I just changed them out to make them a little smiling. And I decided to do something a little different. I'm sure people have done this before. I don't know who started it first, but whoever did it, well, congratulations to them. I decided, instead of painting the bottom strap of the cowl, I thought about sculpting it. Now the thing is, the sculpt, of course it doesn't look connected, because I still want it to be removable at least, and I don't want to trap the head inside. So that's what I did, and I think doing that just makes it a lot better. And so that way his because if I paint it, then you just get like this giant thick part of the cowl just sticking out, and I don't want that. I want to try and make it look a little bit seamless as possible. And as for his little logo here, I actually sculpted that. Now and I did the same trick, you know, with the lightning bolts, just cut it up in the exact piece I need. But the thing is, the lightning bolt isn't that great, but it's super small though, so it's really hard to pull that off. And this whole torso is also painted by me, try to make sure accurate as possible. And I try to incorporate a lot of this dark purple red color with it, so that has a good contrast value. And yeah, as always, I always paint the side of my minifigures because I like to take a big risk and potential and because I'm just stupid, because you know, if you paint sides of a minifigure, it will scrape off. For some reason, for my minifigures, at least like 80% of the time it doesn't scrape off, and this is one of the 80. And for the belt, what I did, the base of the belt itself was actually electrical tape wrapped around his leg assembly. And after I did that, after I wrapped E-tape around, I cut the E-tape in like the very shape I want, and then I sculpted the lightning bolt and the belt buckle, and I glued those on. And as for the legs are all painted by me, and I tried to paint it in a different pattern except like the ones I usually do. So I changed up my design a little bit, so that way it looks a little more accurate. So if you guys, I don't have the picture of my original one, but if you just quickly search my channel and try to find my old Flash figure, if you compare those two side by side, you can see how much improvement it made. So that's pretty much the Flash. Oh yeah, I sculpted lightning bolts in the back, but for some reason it looks a little more bit wonky than the one in the front. I prefer the one in the front better, but you know, you don't tend to see the back of the figure, so that's good. Alright, so that's basically it on the Flash, and we can move on to our next minifigure. Remember back then when I said Jay Garrick here was my favorite figure I ever made? Well, I think that title is long gone now, because Eobard Thawne is probably my favorite figure I ever made this year. And to start with, like the cowl is basically the same exact thing what I did. And what I did here was basically just sculpt Procreate. Like first of all, I sculpted like the base, the circle base, and then I cut the lightning bolts. And I think the lightning bolts here actually look a lot better than the ones on Barry Allen. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. And what I did, I decided to paint Reverse Flash as like a yellow tone, and like in a different yellow. The yellow that I used before, it's like a bright yellow, like this yellow, like this bright yellow. But I decided to like mix a little bit of brown with it, so it's more of a dirty yellow effect. So I think doing that is actually a lot better. And I have to mix a lot of colors though to try to get this. So, and to go over like his head, this head was actually the same previous head I used on my previous Reverse Flash, but I decided to like fix the smile a bit. So this was it was a Lone Ranger headpiece before. I just painted like the red around it. I thought about, you know, why not paint like normal eyes, but I don't think normal eyes on the Reverse Flash would work. So that's why I went with the glowing eye effect. And like the Flash, I sculpted like a little chin strap around it, and I also sculpted a logo. Now here's the coolest thing. Now I realized that he has a lot of texture. He has a lot of layers on him. So, and one of them, I decided to cut these triangles from E-tape to represent this extra padding he has on his torso. And the E-tape does not continue. This is actually just a blank, dark, like black torso, and I decided not to put E-tape there. His shoulder pads was actually sculpted. Those are the another layer of extra padding. And so I sculpted in that. What I did, like I did before, I just cut out the piece from here and I just glued it on. And I think doing that is a lot better than just sculpting it on, because if it's glued on and it's like it was perfectly flat before, I think just doing that adds a little more like realism to it, if for lack of a better term. And I also decided to use E-tape for like his elbow padding, and I decided to do that, and I sculpted his little ring. And just like what I did with the Flash, I sculpted, actually at first, I used E-tape for his main belt that continues on all four sides, and I decided to use extra E-tape to be like little paddings, like what you see here with the silver dots, and same thing there. And on top, I sculpted in lightning bolts and the belt buckle, same thing. His legs are pretty much the same design as the Flash, but with more yellow faded effect. And you can see like the yellow and a black faded effect do continue, and you can see the way it just looks so awesome. And yeah, and that's pretty much with the reverse flash. And here's the back. I think the back actually has a lot better faded effect than the one on the front, because the front has so many details. I don't want to lose those details. That's why I didn't make it blend together as much as I should. That's what I get. But the back here, since the back doesn't really have much, that I went crazy with this, and it took me a long time to try and make sure it looks kind of blended together. Blending minifigures, like doing that is shading, isn't my style, like in this term. The only time I'll be good at shading is like if you guys remember my Arkham Knight Jim like origin, when I paint like gray lines to represent a shadow, that I'm good at. But not so more like this. There's only one guy I know who's really good at these types of shading. That's El Vizuti, and check him out by the way. So that's it for the reverse flash, and I do have other figures to show you. They won't take that long, I promise. I showed him earlier, but here's Jay Garrick. I don't know, what did I do differently? Well, since I sculpted like lightning bolts, I thought about, sculpt him a lightning bolt as well. And I decided to paint his chest dark red instead of having it highlighted in dark red. You guys might remember that. And I just painted his shoulder pads dark red. That's pretty much it for Jay Garrick. Nothing else was changed. Zoom also had a little bit of change. Since I gave everyone sculpted lightning bolt, I also gave him a sculpted lightning bolt. And what I also did, I didn't like the way the mask looks, so that's why I decided to sculpt an extra layer, so that way it looks like he has a little chin. So that's what, so that way, and also it would look a little more seamless to the cowl. And I think I did a pretty good job on that. And you can still remove the cowl as always. But you can see you can see that little extra layer, so that way you can like so that way it looks like it's almost like in one piece. And instead of like what it looked like earlier, pretty much just take out this. This was it before, and now this is what it looks now, and it looks so much better. And that's pretty much it, guys. And we can just conclude the video. No skit today because I don't feel like making one. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys enjoy this video and like these customs as much as I do. Let me know what you think about these customs down below. Do you think they're awesome? And do you think there's something to improve on? I would love to hear your feedback and criticisms. I would love it. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. And I know you guys want to see more CW figures customs. So definitely I want to make I still want to build up my Speedster collection. So that means the Rival, Kid Flash, and Jesse Quick. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the Rival, in my humble opinion, I don't think the show didn't. I don't think the show portrayed him as well, and it's not as the best evil speedster we have. And plus, he only showed up in 2 episodes. So but I'll still make him anyway because his suit looks awesome. By the way, even though his character itself, not so much. So yeah, that's it. In the future customs, like that I haven't planned is like Doctor Strange minifigure, which is only Doctor Strange. I actually seen Doctor Strange, and I am planning on making more, like 3 more figures, and I'll give you a hint. It's all sorcerers, so try to guess down in the comments below. And I have Pokemon customs, which I have like Team Rocket and stuff like that. They're all I showed them all on my vlog channel, so feel free to check them out. And after Doctor Strange, yeah, and I'm gonna showcase my Batman Wonder Woman figure, as well as my updated Superman, which I finished recently. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and S-World figures as well, which I'm planning on release on Christmas because I made Xanta. There's a lot of things I need to do, man. And I'm sorry I wasn't active on this channel for such a long time. So I'll try to make sure I won't disappoint you guys again. I'll try and crank out more videos as I possibly can, because I think I've been slacking off in my growing channel for quite some time, and I think I really let you guys down. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.